Alrighty, we're back on Chemically Bonded, everyone. I'm glad to see you again for part four. I know it's been a while since I posted the last one. I believe it's going to be about 4 or 5 days now. Um, Sorry for the late delay, or the late delay. Sorry about, yeah, sorry for the delay. Um, let's get into it right now, I guess, since we're already here. And I don't remember exactly where we left off, but let's just start. I think we're October 24th, right? I forgot where we are, but let's keep going. Passing my eyes in a flash, the buildings in the distance move one by one through my vision as I watch them. In a state of close to tranquility, the train, rocking slowly from side to side, screeching? Oh, yeah, screeching as it closes to another stop. Sparing myself the long walk home isn't a bad treat from time to time. And after a busy week, the room for thought is a bonus too. Here I am, mulling over the relationship of two girls I've only just met. All I can do is bask in the glistening sunlight hitting me through the windows of this small metal box and reflect onto the challenges now before me. Despite these challenges, putting myself out there is ultimately the choice I choose to make. Being privy to their sadness was enough to rope me in, enough to call out my heart. Seeing Naomi's tears hang from her glassy blue eyes dripping down across her soft cheeks, it's a sight that'd move anyone. Literally speaking, anyway. Given her popularity, despite it, staring back at myself in her glossed, ocean eyes was a clear picture of her true nature. A girl who truly cared about her friend, forcing her to live a life of self-loathing and regret. I couldn't do that. All I can do is hope she's willing to open up to me and help herself. Regardless of her hostilities, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy spending time with her. Continuing on its journey, the carriage rocks once more as the commuters finish boarding and the doors close tightly behind them. Standing up, I move towards the doors ready to get off the next stop. It's pandemic, but being able to leave before everyone else is a routine I've ingrained within my mind. A mind currently preoccupied with thoughts of schoolgirls bearing their thigh highs and sports shorts. Spending time with them has really gotten to me. Fan service aside, the path to healing their bonds is shrouded by the hardship of confusion and lack of knowledge. To get them closer to one another, perhaps it's up to me to get closer to them. Without fully knowing what happened, or anything about them, being able to make them friends again is a task beyond my capabilities. But I'm willing to give it a try. It all starts with opening up to one another. I'm gonna have to talk to them. Slowing once more with a loud screech. The train pulls in at my stop with the usual glimpse of people idling at the platform. Something to say that we're not the only ones with thoughts or problems. We all have lives to be getting on with. Damn, that's true. I'm not gonna lie, that's like super relatable. Arriving through the doors of my room, the evening light greets me. As I start my routine in the usual style of tossing my back onto my bed, it could be considered boring, but recent events have given me enough to focus on besides wasting my time away online or playing visual novels. Yo, who the fuck? Yo, is this a shot at me? Dust floats around the room, sparking at the tip of sunlight. A sign that really longing around my room isn't eventful. Lounging around my room. Having made manifest the ties between Naomi and Kyoko, their connected past, all that needs to be done is to follow through on my promise.
I want you to help me.
Help you what? You just said you were jealous of me.
I never said that. I just said that I was upset. I want you to change her opinion of me, so she'll talk again.
Reflecting on the tears streaming from Naomi's eyes amidst her cries of passion. There was only one thing I could do in that moment: accept them. She held a sad expression, but it was enough to sell me her true self. Turning her down wasn't a decision I could make. There's one thing she truly cares about. It's Kyoko. To learn about their past means being a part of their future, whether they like it or not. I'm going to have to try to get to know them. As much as Naomi wants me to convince Kyoko to befriend her again, getting her to accept her own mistakes is another part of the challenge. Spending time with them is really the only way to do it. It's not like I can complain though. Hanging around with the cute girls is every guy's dream. Being a member of the science club helps, and it's not as if Naomi's going to be too hostile if she actually wants me to cooperate. Now's probably the best time to get in touch with them. I can imagine the choices right before my eyes: Kyoko or Naomi. Maybe I do spend much time playing visual novels. Talking to Naomi wouldn't be a bad idea, even if she doesn't like it. She has on this plan as I am. Despite her attitude, talking to Naomi wouldn't be an unwise choice. Being the person to set the task of fixing her relationship with Kyoko should be the one to really address my issues. Kyoko, as eccentric as she is, doesn't seem like the type of person to easily accept a guy she's only just become friends with pushing himself between the two of them. Going after her past, as underhanded as it is going to require Naomi's help. With time itself having pushed these girls further apart, at the end of the day, they'll still be two girls once joined together on the athletics team. They're still the same people. Relying upon that, it's a better start than heading into the situation blindly. Dipping my hand in my pocket, I wrap my fingers around my phone and pull it out and meet dusty air drifting around the room. I should probably do a bit of spring cleaning. Shifting my eyes to face the device, the week's thoughts wash over me as I make my move to give Naomi a call. As brash as she lets herself off to be, inside Naomi's faces of pain she can no longer bear. Having witnessed her true self, it's hard to believe she'd now be rejective of me, even if she's insulting about it. Her own words become the connection holding the three of us within this triangle. The feelings she's kept inside, setting things into motion. I want you to help me. Getting in touch with her can't be truly a bad idea. With my eyes glued to the screen, I idly stared towards the call button, ready to get things underway. Establishing that she doesn't exactly dislike me, I still don't feel exactly like throwing myself esteem off the edge of a cliff. On the other hand, not taking the steps to bring her and Kyoko together would be wasting everyone's time. I can't walk away from this. Call Naomi or Kyoko. We were so deep into this. I think we're just gonna have to call Naomi, right? Dialing Naomi's number, the feelings inside me well up as her phone continues to ring. The hair along my arm raising against a cool breeze from the window is in anticipation. Knowing Naomi's feelings towards Kyoko, it can't be that hard to find a place we can get started from.
Hello?
To find something to work towards.
Hello?
Hey, Naomi.
Oh, it's just you.
What? We're expecting someone else? You do have me as a contact, right?
I do, but I entered your name in as dumbass, so I forgot who it was for a second. Hearing your voice, though, confirms it.
It's Danny.
What a lovely name.
You're joking, right?
I see hanging around the science club has made you a little smarter.
But really, I'm glad you called. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Bearing witness to such a sudden shift in personality is jarring, sure, but it's something I've come to expect now that I'm starting to get to know her. What did you want to say? Knowing her, she's not going to end up saying something like, "Why are you such an idiot?"
Why are you such an idiot? What do you intend to do with Kyoko? Changing someone's opinion isn't exactly easy. I know.
At least in part. It wasn't wholly just about insulting me. Still, she's right. The entire purpose of calling her was to talk about the challenges before us. Turning our backs on them isn't the solution to anyone's problems. I want her to understand you.
Understand? Me?
No matter how much she knows about you, after being friends for so long, it's going to take more to really show her what you're feeling right now. It's understandable how she turned you away. People have those feelings at first. But I can tell Kyoko it's just as upset about this as you are. I want to show her how much you mean to each other.
Really?
Really.
We can talk about this more tomorrow. I don't want you to mess this up. Meet me at the station tomorrow at 9.
You're really gonna make plans for me like that?
What? It's not like you're going to be doing anything.
She's right.
Then it's settled.
Despite forcing it upon me, in the end it was something I was planning to ask. Meeting each other in our own time will give me the freedom to resolve their plans more leniently. To have more of an opportunity to understand their past. Naomi's feelings towards Kyoko is unshifting. It's understandable. And somewhat saddening. Becoming privy to her own inner guilt. It gives me more of a reason to help them. It's not like Kyoko doesn't feel for her either.
You better not think of this as some sort of a date either. If you do, I think I might throw up a little.
Even if she's stamping on my feelings, I'm willing to accept it as an innocent jab. She's not at least happy enough to invite me out and not throw the fact that people will see us together in my face. It's not exactly something you do for someone you'd hate.
I'll see you tomorrow, right?
Sure. See you tomorrow, Naomi. She at least had the courtesy to use my name this time. No matter what happens, I can probably enjoy spending time with her. Changing someone's opinion isn't exactly easy. I know. What does she mean by that? That's interesting. I'd love to know more about that. Casting itself down upon me, a warmth tender against my skin beams down from above as the morning sun shines ahead. Each step down the street ahead, adding a mild yet fitting pattern of footsteps echoing on the surrounding world. A course of urban life, guiding my path towards the train station. Every inch forward, further, and compelling the sounds of the world to resonate around, telling me I'm getting closer. For a Saturday, the path past the school is still surprisingly busy. Typically filled with students relinquishing their morning's joy for another long day at school. The streets today act as the veins of our small yet still somehow busy town. Signs of life still aptly passing through, bringing the world into motion. Somehow slipping into those very patterns of motion, all I can do is idle around the school's entrance to wait for Naomi. Having known that it's more than likely that she's find time to train before our rendezvous, meeting her seemed like the better option, despite agreeing to meet at the station. With enough luck, she'll be finished in no time. All of her usual chirpy self ready to beckon me along throughout the day. I have a feeling that she can't wait to see me. Almost on cue, as if it weren't scripted, vibrations chime from deep within my pocket. A sure sign that someone's calling me. As long as it's not anything I need to take responsibility for, it'd be good to see who's calling. It's not like I've given my number out to many people, but then again, having my parents drag me back home isn't that desirable, even on a day like this. Sliding it out of my pocket, a firm grip brings it to the screen of my face. With nothing more than a quick glance, it's more than clear that I should probably answer the call. It's Naomi. Knowing that it's more than likely that she's probably checking where I am, it's not too unreasonable to think she's on her way out anyway. Then again, bluntly refusing to answer is more than risky if it's her I'm dealing with. Except, wait, I accepted it. Oh.
Hey-ho.
You seem awfully cheerful.
Really? Maybe because it's just such a nice day. You know, the train station is really lovely. I might get into train spotting.
What? Really? The Abukama Express line doesn't really offer much to look at.
No? Who do you think I am? Some sort of weird loser?
Wait, you're at the station?
Took you long enough.
Falling silent, one can only assume Naomi had hung up. Given that switch to touchscreens to the digital age, it's disheartening to think that she hadn't slammed the phone down in a cliched tsundere manner. Then again, the fact that she'd hung up on itself is more than worrying too. I can only fear the wrath that is to come. But nevertheless, I can't keep her waiting. Alright, sorry. Had a yawn. Thumbnail. Sorry, had to get a thumbnail. Sorry. Rocking side by side, the carriage gently sways as the wheels hit the tracks. The sound of clinks and grinding of metal seeping through the jarred gaps of the open windows. Besides these mundane noises, silence flows through the train, caressing its only inhabitants, me and Naomi. You'd think that it'd be more busy at the time of day, but fate has never been the one to sway in my favor. Before me, Naomi stares on with a disgruntled glare. A look of aggression as clear as the day, coating her agitated face. Part of me wants to go over there and poke her cheeks, but I'd probably end up with a broken finger. She must be pretty upset, or even disgusted to have chosen to sit on the opposite side of the train. What's the matter? Is something wrong?
You're the matter.
What have I done? I wouldn't be surprised if she came out with the existing as an answer. From her, it's not so far-fetched, but even for her to be this vexed, clearly she's upset.
Maybe it's because you're an idiot. It takes a real dumbass to wait around for me at school, even though I told you I'd be here.
Did she say that? I thought you'd be in training. With an increasing scowl coated across her face, her residual beauty still shines through her aggressive expression. Despite these heated moments hardly scathing her, it's the fact that Naomi has an emotive personality, one that really takes things to heart.
Do you think it's easy for me standing around in broad daylight waiting for you to show up? People might think there's something going on.
Yet she's more than fine being here in person with me, regardless of her idea to go on this date in the first place. Compared to yesterday, she really had changed her tone. But all in all, this is just a facade to cover up her true emotions, the ones which still hold onto her past. I'm sorry.
For what?
Making you wait around for me? I admit, I was pretty stupid. So you're welcome to call me an idiot.
Stop acting different. You're creeping me out.
Maybe it's different, maybe it's honest. To solve our problems with Kyoko, we can't let things like this hinder our progress.
It's not as fun if you admit it.
Raising her head with a smile, Naomi's eyes meet mine in a characteristic cliched manner. If this were some sort of dating game, I'm sure she'd go in for a kiss in any second now.
Ew.
What?
You're thinking something weird again, aren't you? I can tell by your face.
As painful as it is, at least we're close enough to grasp each other's thoughts. Anyway, you want to talk about Kyoko, right?
Right. But did we really have to go into town for it? I bet you're treating this as some sort of a date, aren't you?
Of course not. Well, maybe a little bit. But in all honesty, it'd be hard to live without a working pair of nuts. An athletic girl like her probably has a strong kick. What with all the running. Nevertheless, from spending time together, I can't really say I see her as the popular girl she once was, and still is to the masses of mindless pupils around the school. To me, she's more of a cliched tsundere, or rather, something along the lines of a friend. I can take some pride in that. Going into town was your idea anyway.
I guess you're right. Anyway, come on. The train is about to stop.
Right. Following her, I raise from the uncomfortable metro chairs. The shaking of the train throws me off balance as the carriage continues to rock in line with the tracks. The train continuing to a sharp stop.
Jeez, I heard the gymnastics team is looking for more members.
But what about the science club?
But what about the science club? You know I was only joking. Come on.
Exiting the train, I'm met with a sight of Naomi's hair dancing about in the now exposed wind. A sight of a girl turning her back on her past, only to be reaching her hands out towards it. Deep inside me, I can't help but follow her. Despite her being the one looking to me for help, I want to give her the push to reach her goals. Alright. Embraced by the now expected passing of people, the rhythm of urban life and all the descriptive jazz, I stand with Naomi in the expanse around us. A pair of students, along with the world full of billions of people. Our triangle, Naomi, Kyoko, and I. One of many ends this jigsaw of reality. Did you really have to wear your gym uniform here? You complain about people seeing us, but you stick out like a sore thumb around here. You look like you work for some otaku cafe.
And you look like a punching bag right now, but you don't see me complaining about it.
Her words, as sharp as ever, pierce through the very flesh of my self-esteem. There's no reason to punch me with hard-hitting talk like that.
You know, standing around here with you in the middle of a Saturday kinda makes me feel depressed.
Is it just the standing around or the fact that you're with me? I guess this is a good thumbnail too, right?
Maybe I'll think a little better after a coffee. I want to be able to talk about Kyoko after all.
It's a good one too. As she turns to face me, Naomi's expression reflects the same look of pensiveness I expect to see. Her crystal blue eyes aim down and gloom towards the ground as a faint blush creeps over her cheeks. A bond which needs diffusing.
Let's get a move on.
Without any consideration, Naomi moves her legs forward step by step in a newfound direction, somehow expecting me to follow behind. It's not like I wouldn't, but all in all, her actions, her words, each part of her, reflecting emotions inside. Separated from Kyoko, her past now shattered, all she can do is rely on my help to smooth things over, to reconnect their bonds. An arduous task, but one I'm set on doing. Both girls hiding their own feelings, yet still revealing them within them. Coming to find ourselves in the same contemporary cafe as our first endeavor into the wild urban world, Naomi quickly finds us a table for two. her reflection skirting across the reflective glass, embraced by the cityscape spanning the world outside. At this point, the feeling inside of me all point themselves towards the same conclusion. She really doesn't care about whether we look like a couple or not. My breath steady, still waiting for her to comment on my own expression as I stare at my reflection in the window. One in contemplation.
What are you doing? Ugh, never mind. It's probably something weird anyway.
When I was looking outside weird.
Since now. Be proud that you set a trend for idiots who fetishize glass panes. Anyway, let's take a seat. There's a lot to talk about.
I bet there is. Leading the way, Naomi edges her way through the cafe towards a small table tucked away in the corner. Whether that's to avoid us being seen, or to find somewhere quiet, which would be a debate to discuss. Either way, with a sullen face looking out towards me, all I can think about is resolving her issues with Kyoko. Silence surrounds us, captivating my very thoughts. Well? Raising her eyebrow, Naomi continues to gaze upon me like the art exhibit I really am to her. Whether that's due to me being an idiot, or an ass, or anything in between, Naomi remains fascinated. Her ocean eyes, glassy, looking outwards towards me like two crystal headlights. What?
It's nothing.
Alright. Naomi, still remaining in a solemn state, continues to direct her eyes downward towards the floor, caught in her own thoughts. As she brushes her long auburn hair gently with her slim fingers, her vision quickly meets mine and she raises her sunken head.
You have a plan to bring me and Kyoko together, right? I've been thinking about it. It just seems hard to bring someone into it without giving them a clear idea. You!
Naming her voice as stern as ever, now peers deep into my eyes, waiting for an answer. Why do you think I'm here?
Because you're a weird stalker, just like the rest of them.
Given that she's the school's most popular student, it's clear that she's obviously has trust issues. Well, you are quite...
If I were you, I wouldn't finish that sentence.
attractive. Still, I told you I'll find my way.
You will.
You know, Kyoko's just like you. From what I've seen, Kyoko isn't exactly angry at her. In a way, she regrets the disillusion of her friendship too. That's why I want to bring them back together.
And why's that?
You were teammates, right? It's clear to me that you both regret your separation.
We went a bit beyond being teammates. It was pretty apparent that we were friends before that.
Like y'all were dating, or...
We used to do everything together. A relationship that's hard to break. It's even harder to fix. Shopping, eating, laughing, crying. Everything I did was with her. Is it really going to be that easy?
She's crying again. Eyes sullen, Naomi creeps her eyes downwards to meet the floor, engrossed in her own misery and regrets. For a girl I've once seen, as bold and brash, the school's idol, her true self is once again laden before me as she continues to listen to her broken sniffles against the aura of the cafe around us. Her complexion now reddened, matches that of a blooming rose as she hides herself away, directing her watery eyes to the side. Even if it isn't easy, I told you I'd find a way, didn't I? You'd rather me keep at it, too, rather than giving up, right? Even though, as it stands, I haven't exactly done much yet. Kyoko means a lot to you. That means I have to try.
I guess you're right.
I can't stick your head in the sand and ignore the challenges before us. It's not like we aren't facing them together. Reaching out across the small table between us, my hand rests upon Naomi's shoulder in condolence. A girl broken by her mistakes.
Don't touch me!
Stunned by the sudden change of personality, one I should have seen coming, my hand flinches away from her shoulder, only to be brought back down once again by her own.
It's okay. I appreciate it. I did drag you into this after all.
Your skin is pretty soft. You should have never said, what the
Really?
Oh, okay.
I tried
Never
to
mind.
take good care of it.
Never mind. W Mans. Me and my eyes with hers, Naomi peers towards me with an out-of-character smile plastered across her face. Her lips glossy, still moist from each tear which had meandered down her delicate face. Cute, sure. Attractive even. As odd as it may seem, this is a side of her I'm only just being allowed to see. The side shown to friends.
You can lift your hand up now.
Sorry, we were holding hands. That was fun while it lasted. Taking what appears to be a final sip of her coffee. Amy's lips wrap around the cup as she slowly gulps down the last of it. As for me, I had finished mine a while ago.
We should probably get going.
What? As to reduce the chance of people seeing us?
That's the least of my concerns right now. You're not that bad.
Ending her sentence with a smile, Naomi leaves me with a sight of beauty to contract the sunken urban landscape behind her. A world of color clashing against a concrete jungle. Any old fan of hers would kill me if they saw us, so perhaps reducing that chance is actually a good thing. Being able to talk to her, to learn more about her, the story of how we got her here is a puzzle in of itself. Nevertheless, to see a smile like that, it can only make my day when compared to her sorrowed state. Surrounded by thoughts of Kyoko, the thoughts of their friendship. Despite Kyoko's own feelings, tapping into the power of their bond is still going to be a challenge. A minefield of misunderstandings and misintentions. That's kind of nice, I guess. The fact that she's able to warm up to me, being able to talk to me like this, that's a nicer fact.
I'm still not sitting next to you on the train, though.
A relationship that's hard to break is even harder to fix. By Naomi. Damn. Did we get 10 more minutes? Oh no.
I'm still...
Okay. Masked by the expense of darkness. Nothing less. The room around me, whatever it is, I sit within the silence as I look down at my dimly lit desk. Papers strewn haphazardly with no care for their contents. An ounce of work, never to be done. I'm sure it's a sight that every student is used to seeing. Surely Kyoko has had a lazy day too, right? No matter how long I mull over the details for, it's still pretty cliched. To say that I don't want to do my homework. Yesterday, as eventful as any Saturday has ever been, what with hanging out with the girl I just met, doesn't particularly stand out anymore given my now settled relationship with Kyoko and Naomi. Calling myself their friend is not far-fetched, especially if I'm going to be the one who fixes the broken bonds laid strewn between them. That too, another cliche. It's just something I'll have to bear with. It isn't my plan to be their knight in shining armor, but with Kyoko herself blocking out Naomi's calls and her too diminishing confidence to confront her, it's no doubt someone beyond their connections had to get involved. It just so happened to be me. A small gust skirts through the room from the window, fluttering around the papers before me as I loosely stare at the video beaming back from the laptop screen. A comedy show, topped off with a classic straight man and wise guy routine. It's enough of a distraction, but it's not keeping me interested. Inevitably, my hand stretches out against the dust, fill the air towards the phone on my desk. Bring it back through the warm evening light towards my face. As typical as this for someone my age, captivated by life in the digital world, I can't help but go further. I want to talk to one of them, whether that's the energetic brunette scientist I've been so accustomed to, or the brash but somehow cute tsundere I've agreed to help out. I really wouldn't mind. Getting a chance to speak to any girl like this in the weekend thing is value itself, even in light of yesterday's events. As sad as it may sound, I'm their friend. It's something I want to do. Looking out through the window, my eyes peer around in contrast with you, and now golden sunlight against the cool green leaves of the trees beyond me. Fluttering in the wind, moved by even the slightest of actions, the slightest of problems. In a way, these leaves, they reflect the girl shrouded in troubles of her past, clinging to those very memories only to be strewn by a passing gust. One strong enough to serve those bonds. Our visit to the city yesterday, those moments in which Naomi cast her true nature out to me, all of it was shrouded in her doubt. Confused about the direction her life is going in, wanting to protect the thing that meant the most to her, a friend. At the end of the day, as much as she'd hate to admit it, Naomi is my friend too. Seeing those tears only hurts us both. With the wood of my chair smacking lightly in my back, all I can do is relax this small chuckle bellows out of my mouth. It's funny to think that it's as easy as a phone call to spend the day with the school's top idol, all the while retorting to my dumbass jokes with her own. Cute and embarrassing quips.
You know, it's customary to buy drinks for the girl.
That's only stereotypically true on dates anyway, unless it's what you consider this.
What? No! I could probably have a better time on my own than with you anyway.
I don't know how to interpret that.
I didn't mean it like that, you idiot!
Reminiscing over the crimson blush that coated her smooth cheeks, all I can do is listen to my own racing heartbeat. The innate response of both revealing her beauty and her cowering in the thought of what she'd to do if she could read my thoughts. Surprisingly, I'm resting my hands between my legs for some unknown reason. Oh! Regardless of feelings inside of me, now all lead to the same direction, each one wanting the same thing. I want to learn more about her. Whoa! Naming a brash and dominant girl to any old bystander, hiding in her inner feelings with the ongoing facade as she lives in fear of her own mistakes and shortcomings. She used to be friends with Kyoko, still holding those feelings true to her heart. It's that past which I want to know, a past she needs to come to terms with. All I need to do is get Kyoko on board. I should talk to Kyoko. I haven't gotten myself roped into this. The action itself is now trivial as the days have gone and on and on. My position ever clearer, having never spoken to more than a sentence to the two of them throughout my 3 years of high school, here I am. Their friend. Call someone. I want to call Kyoko. I should probably call Kyoko. Right? This is probably the right choice. I'm going to call Kyoko. I'm going to call Naomi first. I'm just going to look. I promise. I'm just going to look. I'm just going to look. I'm going to call Kyoko.
What are you calling for? So... what do you want? Oh, my foot in your... Of course.
Oh, okay. So this is good. This is a good idea. So this is a good idea. Okay, this is a good idea. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cheated. I cheated. I cheated. I cheated. I cheated. I cheated. What is Kyoko gonna say? I just want to see. I just want to see. I just want to see. Maybe I can get her to.
Yes. Of course I do. Anyway, why did you...
If you, I mean, this is something.
Because I thought you were still... I'll have to teach you... Isn't that the point?
Okay, so it's.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so
Anyway, of course.
so I want to spend time with Naomi. I know, I'm being a jerk and I'm like cheating low key, but I want to talk to Naomi. For a fact, undoubtable that the only reason I'm contemplating this is because of Naomi. She's the only one who's more willing to talk about her whole ordeal with really. She's my best shot at actually learning anything helpful to get Kyoko to trust her again. That, and for some reason, I'm compelled to talk to her too. Despite how obvious it is, she'll probably answer the phone and discuss or even reject my call. I still like spending time with her. She's proven herself to have a softer side, a side filled with honesty, holding her feelings to her heart. There's that side of her that I want to understand. I want to get closer to. Naomi, caught up in their past, clearly has a lot in her mind regarding Kyoko. The chains of her mistakes shackling her heart, pulling tighter on her emotions. There must be more to their very connection that keeps her so held back. Spending more time with her too wouldn't be a bad thing. She's the most popular girl in the school. Even some of the girls are after a piece of her. But I can't really see her like that. She's more of a friend than any who's always bullying me. Not that I'm a masochist or anything. Watching the phone continue to dial, I anxiously wait for Naomi to pick up the line. Each second ticking away, building up tension within my body. I hadn't realized how uneasy I was before, but giving him the chance to call Naomi Shato outside the school is still a big responsibility. Those feelings continue to grow, despite the fact that I spent the day with her yesterday. Trailing into silence, the sounds of a breathing girl quickly consumes the line. We both wait patiently for the other to talk. She's answered.
What are you calling for? What makes you think I'd still want to talk to you?
You answered the phone, didn't you?
So, how do I know it's not something important like my pizza or something?
I didn't think she'd be able to type to order pizza at the time of night, let alone having to stay in shape for the track team. Yet somehow I can imagine her sitting alone crying over Kyoko as she takes another cheesy bite between her lips, subduing her woe with pepperoni and double stuffed crust. Yo, that sounds good as hell right now. That just made me very hungry. I shouldn't, but I'm going to. Because you have me as a contact. You knew it was me before you even picked up. The line falls silent as I realize Naomi has left me hanging. No doubt an angry fit of embarrassment. Dialing her number once again, she soon answers with a retort filled with bitterness and cutesy response.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
You know you want it. You forgot the hum.
I'll my foot in your ass if you don't shut it.
No, please don't. Anyway, it's about Kyoko.
Of course. It's about Kyoko. Please, go on.
Now varnished with emotion, with dejection, Naomi's voice trails off into silence as she breathes down the line, waiting for me to continue. Do you want to meet up tomorrow, after I finish the science club? I'd give me an opportunity to tell you what she's been saying, and it's not like you wouldn't be staying behind too. Athletic captains don't exactly get to sprint out of the gates before everyone else. It's guaranteed she'd be staying behind the train.
Don't gloss it over. The real question is whether I want to spend my evening with you covered in sweat.
You make that sound.
I already know what you're going to say, and you know exactly what I'll respond with. I wouldn't go there if I were you.
Maybe I should just tease her, but part of me wants to keep living. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Anyway, there are showers there, right? Can't you just use them?
I would, but
But what?
I don't like people watching me.
Embarrassment lingers in her voice. She's probably blushing. You're all girls though, right? What's the problem?
I just don't, alright? You've heard the rumors?
Rumors? Oh, right. With that sort of popularity, it's no surprise.
I used to shower at Kyoko's house. She lives closer to the school.
Damn, I used to shower at her house? That's actually kind of crazy. Oh wait, I didn't read. I'm guessing you don't anymore? Yeah, of course. Ignoring the various thoughts flowing through my mind, all of which involved the two of them, I continue on with the conversation as normal despite expecting an obvious answer. Bro is thinking wild stuff.
Of course not, you dumbass! Ugh. I don't even know why I'm friends with you.
At least she considers us friends now.
Fine,
So I'll take it you don't want me to meet up then?
fine, I will. Just don't think of it as a date. It's not every day I meet up with a guy after school.
Resonating with a passion disgust. It's not surprising that the first thing she'd say is just don't think of it as a date. If I did, I'm sure she'd kill me. But I can't help but feel that dating her wouldn't be a bad thing. Even if I had to put up with her being the most hated guy in the school. It's settled then. I'll meet you tomorrow after club activities.
Whatever, it's about time. Speaking to you is starting to make me feel sick. That and dinner's almost ready.
She's making dinner? Gotta get that protein after all. That's so corny to say. I thought you were having pizza.
You do know you can track where your pizza is, right? What year do you think it is?
Falling to silence once again. It's more than apparent Naomi has hung up on me for a second time. However, there's no need to call her back. The glow from the screen keeping the room alight. I look onwards to her contact picture. Nothing more than an awkward smile. Her cheeks rosy, eyes pointing straight at the camera. She's the one who put it in there. So surely she could have taken a less generic photo. Nevertheless, looking onwards towards her, I can't help but feel a sense of relief in my heart. A lingering feeling inside. Growing, yet still unknown. I guess that part is becoming friends. Oh wow, so he can't call Kyoko. Nothing to dab me up with guys after school. Naomi's actually kind of like Monday. I think I'm going to end it here. I think it was a good session. And we're going to start our next day. And this is going to be interesting. We're going to have science club. And then we're going to talk to Naomi after. That's going to be the end. Thank you guys so much for watching another video. It's actually gaining a little bit of traction. I'm actually surprised that it's gaining so much traction. It means a lot. Thank you again, everyone. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. And, yeah, I'm out of here.